Element 3, secure assembled components. 4 performance criteria for this element. 3.1, frame or unit is secured by appropriate assembly methods. So a frame, so a house frame or unit, cabinetry, something like that, they are secured by an appropriate assembly method. So framing is put together either with framing plates or nails or screws, whatever the specification says. Units are secured with, if it's a kitchen unit, they're held together, they're secured to the wall with the appropriate method. That could be screws, bolts into the framing of the house. 3.2, fastened joints are secured by fasteners or knockdown fittings using appropriate tools to specifications or as appropriate. So again, joints, framing joints, are they held together with the appropriate materials or the appropriate tools? Are you using the correct tools to put things together? Framing guns, screws with impact drivers, torque drivers. If something needs to be assembled to a specific torque, that can come into place with steel framing, because bolts will need to be held in place to a specific torque setting so that they don't undo, they don't warp the framing. Plated joints are secured by placement and pneumatic hammer or press of gang nail plates to specifications or as appropriate. So I've already mentioned some gang nail plates and that sort of thing. So plated joints, that basically means, I'll actually sketch this one. If you think about a roof truss being assembled, something like this, they've got their bracing across here, there's no specific joint in between each component, so they'll have a gang plate across them. A gang plate basically means a plate of steel that goes across the two members of the frame, and they've got either a load of nails in it, or the gang plate is set up so that it's got fastening pins built into it that get hammered into the materials. And they can happen at a lot of framing components. They can also be used to attach roof trusses to wall frames. They'll have a gang plate or framing plate that attaches those two parts together. You need to make sure that you have the correct type of plate joint for it, and that they're being secured properly by either pneumatic nail guns, screws, or hammering together the way that those parts are meant to be to specification. 3.4, weld joints are prepared for welding. That basically means that the steel, if it needs to be welded, that they're prepared correctly. Joints are cleaned, beveled if they need to be, depending on the depth of the joint, and that they're going to be able to be joined correctly with the correct type of welder.